What's going to happen with the cars regulation? Hi everybody, I'm Tom Kline with Better Vantage Point Consulting. There are three answers to the question, really. Answer number one, politically, what's going to happen with the cars regulation? Well, part of that is what's going to happen to the Federal Trade Commission. And as the Republican Party has become more populist, some of the conservative people have actually aligned with the chairwoman of the Federal Trade Commission, Lina Khan, spelled K-H-A-N. And in fact, these conservative Republicans have been labeled as the conservatives. So it's hard to know what will happen with the Federal Trade Commission. In fact, multiple articles recently have left out speculation on whether Lina Khan will actually be replaced or not. That has a lot to do with what happens ultimately with the regulation. One thing is for sure is that the Republicans are interested in more deal making, and the antitrust part of the FTC that's been blocking deals is sure to change. So politically, we'll see what happens with the FTC. Secondly, what's going to happen with the legislation? The oral arguments were heard in October in the Fifth Circuit down in Texas. The answer from the court could come at any time. It's likely going to come in either Q1 or Q2 of 2025, and we'll see what happens. Either party can appeal, and no one knows what will happen there, of course, as it's left in the hands of the judiciary. Now, number three, practically speaking, what does all this mean? Well, practically, about 50% of the cars regulation is already illegal. 50% is new. Advertising, some new advertising guidelines, some regulations about storage and maintaining your sales scripts and other things. But what isn't new is what's called the UDAP statutes, which stands for Unfair, Deceptive Acts and Practices, UDAP. And a lot of those statutes are already in place. They're kind of duplicated in the cars regulation. And what the UDAP statutes say is you can't be deceptive. You can't do bait and switch advertising. There has to be a real product when you sell it to the customer. So these are some of the things that are already in place. We'll see what happens, but practically you should already be about 50% of the way there, because all these things are already codified in rules, regulations, and laws. So that's the status of what's going on with cars. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I'm Tom Kline, and thanks for seeing things from a better vantage point.